Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're gonna be making a keto flourless cake with a strawberry drizzle. Guys, this cake is going to be decadent, rich, and just perfect for your sweet tooth. So we're gonna get started on our chocolate cake batter. Now, the number one thing we're gonna do, the first step, is we're gonna melt our chocolate chips. So I have our chocolate chips, we have our butter. Typically you'd be able to just melt them together. My microwave tends to be a little higher watt than other microwaves. So I don't wanna burn my chocolate. Chocolate chips can easily be burned and then you have to start all over again. So we don't wanna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first melt the chips and then I'm gonna come back and incorporate the butter. So what we're gonna do so that these don't burn is we're gonna start off in 20-second increments. So this is what the texture should look like of our chocolate. 20-second increments. I probably did about a minute, but don't do a minute straight. You wanna mix. 20 seconds, mix from the bottom, and until you get this consistency, okay? So now what we're gonna do is melt our butter. So we're just gonna melt this in the microwave and then we will come back and mix them together. So let me show you the chocolate chips that I use. These are from Chalk Zero. I will link them down below. I also have a discount code, which is lowcarblove. These are no sugar added. They're low carb, keto friendly. And even if you're not low carb or keto, it's just a great alternative to having the regular chocolate chips that are loaded with sugar. So I will link these down in the description below. Let's get our butter and then incorporate everything. So now what we're gonna do is pour our butter into our chocolate and we are just going to combine that. So, well, let's go ahead and combine the two. Remember, this is a flourless chocolate cake. I'm using dark chocolate. You can use milk chocolate. Really, you can use any your chips of choice, but these are the ones that I recommend. Now we're gonna add our sweetener, but this bowl's bigger, so we're gonna just do a reverse. We're just going to throw in the chocolate and the butter into our sweetener. So make a little hole for it. And this is powdered sweetener. I'll link this below as well. All right, guys, so we have our chocolate, we have our butter, our sweetener. Now we're gonna mix in some instant coffee. So instant coffee is gonna give you more, like a deeper chocolate flavor. And so this is optional, right? You don't have to, but I always add it into all my chocolate recipes. So now we have our instant coffee, we have our vanilla, a little pinch of salt. Let's go ahead and just give that a good little mix, light mix. We don't wanna over mix our batter because it'll change the texture of your cake. So let's just give it a really light mix. Set this aside so we can give our eggs. We need to whisk our eggs, like really, just give it like a light whisk. So obviously I put my eggs into a separate bowl because we do need to whisk a little before we incorporate them into our chocolate, our batter. Now remember, this is a flourless cake, so our eggs are going to be, give it a lot of structure. Let's go ahead and mix this really quickly. So we have our eggs that are whisked, we have our chocolate batter. We are gonna pour in our egg into our batter and then just mix it as you're doing it. Okay. Okay, so we are creating our flourless chocolate cake batter. Now we have our batter pretty much put together. We are adding some cocoa powder. So this is unsweetened cocoa powder. And we are just going to add that in. This is just going to add to the richness of the cake. If you don't have it, your cake will still turn out. But this is just going to add to the chocolate flavor, okay? So we're just gonna toss it all in. And let's mix. All right, guys, so let me show you the silicone pan that we're gonna be using. This one here is about a 9 inch. Also parchment paper, we cut it out to fit. Boom, right in the middle. So I like to add a tiny bit of avocado oil, or any oil actually, just to kind of hold it down so it doesn't move. See, it's kind of like a little glue. And then we're just gonna do a little light spray on top. Our silicone mold is done. Our batter is done. Let's go ahead and pour it in. I pretty much just kind of smoothed it out on the top because that's how it's going to bake. Make sure that your oven is preheated 375 degrees. You don't want to get done with, you know, your cake and then you have to wait until your oven is preheated. So 375, let's get this baby in there. So we're gonna place our silicone mold on our baking sheet because obviously the silicone mold is flimsy. And so this is obviously gonna make it nice and sturdy. So, vamonos, let's go and get it in. So our cake is in the oven. That's baking. That's gonna be 25 minutes or so. I will show you once that's done. Right now what we're gonna do is we're going to make a homemade strawberry sauce. I'm just gonna throw everything in here so that you guys can see what I'm doing, but we are gonna cook it stovetop, okay? So we are going to toss in our strawberries. We have our powdered sweetener. Okay, you can use your sweetener of choice. Then we have a little tiny bit of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, vanilla. So our vanilla flavor. Let's go ahead and give us a good little mix just so that you guys see what it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead, head over to the stove. We're going to cook this down. We're gonna let it simmer on like a medium low heat for about 2 minutes. I'll show you what it should look like. And then I'll show you the step that follows. So let's go. Smells so good. Oh my goodness. There's nothing like fresh strawberries, you know? There's just, does not compare. This is what it looks like. As you can tell, it's still really chunky. So I'm just gonna throw it through our little strainer. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Let's go ahead and run this through to make sure it is liquefied. So we're gonna use the whisk. We're gonna use the whisk to kind of mix it while it's going through the little strainer. So take a look at our strawberry sauce. This is, oh my gosh, this is so delicious. I was obviously licking the little sides of the bowl. We're gonna put it into a smaller container right here, a little glass, not container, our little glass prep bowl. Sauce is done, cake is baking. We will be back when we pull it out and I'm gonna show you how delicious it's gonna look. Our cake is out of the oven. It's been sitting for a little bit because you want it to cool off. If not, your cream is gonna melt. So hopefully it's cool enough, fingers crossed, because if not, you guys are gonna see what happens. So we have a cake stand. We're just gonna put it right over. And flip it. And our little parchment. Beautiful. Now we're gonna dust our cake with some powdered sweetener. Gonna use our little strainer here. So we've dusted our cake and now we are going to add some little strawberries for decoration. They're gonna look super cute. And we are gonna take some quick photos and then we will be back for the taste test. So remember I told you about your cake being a little warm. Mine was still a little warm. So as you can tell, it got a little melty. Tried our best to grab a beautiful photo. But you know what? What matters is what it tastes like. And it is absolutely amazing. I told you I tried the batter. I've already made this cake several times. But for the sake of the video, we are going to do a taste test. All right, so we're gonna get a full bite, the full experience. This is dairy-free whipped cream. So I can enjoy. Look at that. The perfect bite. Let's go. Oh my God. Oh, heck yeah. This is like legit fudge. Like a fudgy cake with a little perfect crust on the outside. Oh my gosh. Like, I need you guys to see this real quick. Can you see that? Are you able to see that though? It's like a, I don't even know how to explain it. Perfect. It's perfect. Like you don't even need a big slice because it's so rich, creamy, chocolatey. And then the sweetness from the strawberry, because strawberry, you know, chocolate covered strawberry, the combination of the two is fire. And then if you want to go a little overboard, add that little whipped cream. I did the coconut whip or almond, whatever, the dairy-free whip. Fire. Perfect. Right here. Winner. This is a winner. So that is our flourless chocolate cake with the homemade sauce right here that you can use for so many other recipes. So it's just good to have it on hand. I'm gonna link the recipe down in the description below. It's gonna take you to lowcarblove.com where you're gonna find this recipe. It's gonna be a printable recipe for you. And there's exclusive recipes there that I don't share anywhere else on the internet. So make sure you check that out. And if you still want a little more of me, follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. I share more recipe ideas and then just like a glimpse into my everyday life. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me. I cannot wait for you to try this recipe. You guys are gonna be like mind blown. It's seriously that good. Come back after you try it. Comment down below. Share your feedback with me. Let me know. Did you make any tweaks? Did you add anything? What are your thoughts? Because I love going through them and just, you know, reading your comments. So guys, again, thanks for being here with me. I love you and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.